Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and today's video is another one shot outside. I'm in my local park. As you can see, it is absolutely blistering. It's probably going to be the hottest day of the year so far, and I love sitting in the park and playing games consoles. And I shot a video on it before where I took my PS Vita out to the park, and they're good consoles. Like most consoles, you can play them in sunlight, but they're not great. You do get a bit of glare on the screen. So today I have brought along with me my original Game Boy. The bonus of these consoles is they're not lit in any way, and it's great for playing in direct sunlight. I read recently that the reason that these consoles look the way they do with the unlit screen, and especially the original Game Boy with that green coloured screen, is because they were designed to work in normal light. But are they designed to work, and do they look very good in direct sunlight? So I brought a couple of games with me because, well, why not? If I'm going to the park, I might as well enjoy a bit of gaming while I'm there. So this is my copy of Super Mario Land 2. It's a Japanese version, and we will see. I always have issues with my Game Boy cartridges, but then they are quite old. There we go, and it is absolutely crystal clear. I'm not sure if you can see that because the camera doesn't quite pick up the best of screen qualities, but I am sitting here. The sun is right there above me, and it is the clearest picture I've seen on a Game Boy. It really is odd to see. I mean, the Game Boys don't have the best screen qualities, it never have done, but that is an absolutely amazing picture. It's bright. It's perfectly viewable. I mean, it's still a Game Boy screen, so it's not going to be fantastic quality, but I can really see where Nintendo went with this. Instead of making these consoles rely on some kind of light, they just made them perfectly viewable in normal light. Now that's a little, well, it's not great when you're sitting in the dark or in a car where you've got this, changing lights all the time, or street lights going above you as you're driving. But if you're sitting, and these are perfect for playing outside in, and maybe that's something that they were trying to do, because we were, at the time, gaming was, oh, it's bad for you, it stops kids from getting outside. I mean, it's still pretty much that these days, but these were new. This was gaming without being stuck indoors, and so if it was perfectly viewable outside, you had no excuse. You can go to the park, like I have, and play all your games. So I'm now going to have a look at Tetris. This is my, once again, Japanese version, but this one plays absolutely entirely in English, if I can get it to run. Yes, I know you shouldn't really blow in them. Oh dear, this is not going very well today. There we go. So who doesn't like glorious sunshine and a good bit of Tetris to go along with it? And that that really is the best I've ever seen a Game Boy screen look. I'm not sure if you're seeing these pictures of the screen as I put them up, but I will take some photos and display those as well. As you can see, it is absolutely roasting out here. I am dripping, but it is a great way of sitting outside and playing games. So, like I say, I'm sitting at the park. I've taken my son to the park. Now, most parents will not actually relish the idea of going to the park, because most of the time we just sit there and watch our kids. But if you've got something to keep you occupied, then I could quite easily sit here for a very long time and play on my Game Boy. Like I said, I've taken other consoles out. My Vita I brought last time I went. I did a video on that, and it's viewable, but you do have to kind of sort of tilt the screen because it's quite reflective. Whether that's the backlight in them or not, I don't know, or maybe it's just the screen technology. But this is a far better console to take out and about for playing when you're sort of just sitting somewhere nice and quiet. I could sit here for ages, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch me playing Tetris for an hour or so. But if you've got a Game Boy, probably Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, original Game Boy Advance, all consoles without any kind of lit screen, they play absolutely perfectly in direct sunlight. It would be quite interesting to see what a Game Boy Color screen looks like, because then you'd have colour gaming on the go, which is absolutely fine to see in direct sunlight. And when I say direct sunlight, it is absolutely, I mean, you can see the sky colour behind me. There's not a cloud in the sky, and we are supposed to hit about 29 to 30 degrees today, and with that is going to come some absolutely blinding sunlight, but I can still play on my Game Boy, and that is a great thing. So, like I said earlier in the video, this was apparently a deliberate choice from Nintendo. The green colour makes it easier to see, and their aim was for you to be able to play consoles in normal light. So obviously if you've got one of these, you can play them indoors if you've got a decent light, but they really do come into their own when you're outside. And if you look at some of the old Nintendo adverts, a lot of the Game Boy adverts were sort of kids sitting in the park and just being outside. I think they were trying to break away from, oh, consoles are stopping our kids from experiencing the fresh outdoors. I could be making that up, but it is a bonus for it. So there you go. If you've got an original Game Boy, the same for the Pocket or the Color or the original Advance with no backlit, or maybe there's some other consoles that I've missed, maybe non-Nintendo ones, then take it with you, sit in the park and bash out a bit of Tetris or whatever your favourite Game Boy game is, because you can absolutely see these screens perfectly. And it is a great way to enjoy the sunshine. So link, like, subscribe, enjoy.